How's it going, everybody? Welcome back again into our single player world. Today is going to be a day where we're solving some problems, which I think is going to just cause us to solve more problems. It's just going to be a whole bunch of fun, in fact. This is the one place where problems are a good thing, and that is in this world right here. It gives us a lot of cool things to do. So, what you might remember about now 3 episodes ago, we were busy building, in the end, this little monstrosity. It's not quite a monstrosity, but it's borderline right now. Our ender, I think is what it's called. I'm never sure if it's an ender or render. Rendering enderman. I'm pretty sure I'm probably just clicked the render button too many times. I've just put that in my head too many times, but I'm sure it's ending. Yeah, as long as I say it quick enough, I can't be wrong. But this is what we've got here. A very safe and secure path, and I can't say that with a straight face. This path is absolutely disgusting and terrible and just an accident waiting to happen. And yeah, that's the problem. So today what we are going to do is we are going to go ahead, fix up all of this, fix up all of that, and make this a safe place to go and farm your ender pearls. Really, that's what we got to be doing here. But of course we can't just do that and just build a little bit of a path, a little square box or whatever you do, which I think is the most common and easy way out. I don't like the easy way out on these things. I tend to overcomplicate things for apparently no reason and apparently regret it very often, but I can't learn my lesson. And today we're not going to be learning that lesson. We're going to go and try something a little bit different. It's not actually too far away from the standard sort of thing, what I've got in my head currently. I mean, who knows what it turns out to be like in the future. But what I want to do is I want to go ahead, create a solid tunnel as you would normally in a weird way, which I just said is what I didn't want to do. But then I'm going to make it degrade because it's in the end, you know, the Endermen steal things. Maybe we could do something along the lines of, oh, wait, I don't even know how long I haven't been going up there for. We can go something along the lines of that there. If you have a look, there's a few little, well, it looks really weird all zoomed in, but there's a few little patterns which we've got in here, as if this was an Enderman monument of sorts. Maybe this was the spawning spot for Endermen in the story. Of course, it is a spawning spot of Endermen for us. And for that reason, I'm going to start off today, by the way, with the whole point of building this tunnel, which is for safety, of course, and of course, it's going to be kind of removed, like a few pieces are going to be removed, so it might not be as safe as I might sell it, but it's going to look cool, and that's what I really want. So I want to go for an idea of having a prismarine end stone from this, and also I always say this in my head, I've been saying it forever. Chorus fruit. One of these. Chorus. That's it. I want to do a chorus. Not even chorus, man. I'm even wrong again. I've just realized. Bam. Purpur. Purpur as a purpur thing in there. Just adding purpur into it. So what I want to do, because of course we're going to need quite a bit of this chorus fruit. The real problem with growing it is you put it down and then it grows all the way up and then you've got to chop one of these off like that. But you generally have it too high and you end up missing it. So what I want to do, whoa. That grew very quickly. I didn't actually realize they grew that fast. It just made me look silly because I just said how it grows all the way up. All right, does it grow that fast? I've never actually really dealt with these, but I've seen people do this. I think it is 1, 2, I think it might be that, but I want to try it out one more up as well. So does that break it? No. One more up from what we've done here. And I want to see if I can make a little bit of a farm for these things. And as a matter of fact, why am I just assuming that they're going in these directions? They might even go in those directions there as well. So oh, there we go. Okay, that might be the case. There, that actually works out quite well. So I'm assuming that it checks to keep a block gap from there. So that actually does make sense. We might even just be able to remove one of those blocks. Okay, cool. So I want to make Farmer Jansey's Purpur farm right here. And it's going to be cool. It's going to be basically just for this Purpur farm, chorus fruit farm. You know how it is. Ooh, actually, just give me a second. I've got a hunch that one there has counted as it's grown. Yeah, look at that. See how that's white? That one there is not. What does that say in the F3 screen? Chorus flower. That says chorus flower age 0, age 5. Oh, okay. There we go. Okay, so that's what's happened there. We can remove that, can I? Yeah, and it goes back to the old one. All right, but yeah, Farmer Jansey's Purpur farm, chorus farm. We'll work it out. It's in progress. And that is what we're going to be doing to start off the episode. While I'm doing it, actually, that's actually a pretty cool thought. Farmer Jansey's Purpur farm. In the end, we can maybe make this into like a solid, cool little end farm thing. As a matter of fact, in the new update, well, man, I feel like I've been saying that forever, but it's surely around the corner. Are we getting fence posts with that? Purpur fence posts? What? There is no Purpur walls, as far as I can tell, in that little, like, the new update. That is pretty bizarre. I saw endstone, maybe I just misread, but I saw endstone walls, but no Purpur fences or walls. That is so strange. Tell me if I'm right or wrong, but I thought that would make that block so usable. And it's just not quite there yet, but we're going to be using it today for some other things. Oh no. Yeah, this is not a good outcome. I've got to be a chicken and jump into the overworld anyway, so goodbye. Oh man, it is looking so darn good. I've had to go through a few different iterations of this, and now we've got a good working iteration. I think the good looking is actually horrible. I think this thing actually looks terrible. Not very farm-like, but it's given me a lot of weird little ideas. For instance, you know what? Quickly, let me show you this. All right, so I've come across this design here just by just placing blocks to see where they work and how they work and all that sort of stuff. And then I went on to look at a few different videos, and they all seem to have a design similar to this or something a little bit different. Oh, that one's a big one. Nah, it's not. You can sometimes get a 4 out of those. But it got me thinking, just doing this, because obviously what happens, right? This flower here grows, and then if it's still a white flower, it grows again. If it's still a white flower, it'll grow again until it eventually randomly rolls the chance of going into one of these yellow ones. And what I was thinking is if I could grow something like this, I could, in a weird way, I'm not too sure how it works. I need to do some more testing with the mechanics, but we could actually make a chorus tree that might only be able to grow in one way, if that makes sense. So we'd have to grow it, remove some blocks, put some new blocks, remove some blocks, put some new blocks. And we might be able to create like a consistent tree out of it. It's very cool. Actually, you know, those chorus fruit, I'm telling you, that block, I did not realize how cool of a little, like, not a block, but the actual plant, how cool of a thing it is in this game. It's just so different to the rest of the things. And I hadn't realized it until just then, actually. Let's get rid of these. What we've got, oh, by the way, I fixed that up. We went a little bit too close for comfort on these. So I decided to spend some diamonds. This is way too expensive to ever repair again, but I thought we pretty much knew that was coming. All right, so here we go. What I want to do is, well, let's just do a little bit of a spot here. And actually, I do need to get some. Okay, we'll just leave that there. I do need to get some sea lanterns. So what we're doing is we're just gonna place blocks randomly, and I've kind of been loving this really random look of blocks around the place. Doesn't need to be in order. Like that, you see? It breaks the eye up a little bit, makes it feel a bit more natural, and of course, we are trying to build this this monument sort of thing. And actually, before we do those, I want to also put a few little spots of purple, not too much, because this stuff is, oof, it's hard. It's actually, I'll leave that one open. We'll put an end stone over there. So we just do a little bit of purple around the place, because it really is. It's like harsh. Look at that. It's nothing to be joked around with. In fact, I'm fairly certain it's been changed, the color. It looks a bit brighter than before. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I just never use it. I never use it. I'll admit it now. I never use it. So it's probably just me that has not realized what it looks like. But here we go. This is what I was looking at. And I've got to admit, I did play around in a creative world to try to figure out some cool little orders of things and all that sort of stuff. And I think this does. It looks a bit ruined. You see that? So between this and like, even if I didn't put any color in it, just that little bit there with the end stone and that, oh man, look at that. It just looks like it's a worn down bit of ground. Keep going, a bit more worn down ground like that. Very, very cool stuff. So that's the first part of it. Now the next part of it is, of course, as I say, I wanted to do this tunnel similar to how a lot of people do their tunnels, where they go ahead, do the square like this, and we'll go out this way as well. And we'll do the square. And a lot of people tend to do this, go up over here, and then what happens is, of course, you just put a box and a roof on it, and then you put water on top of the roof, and everything works, and everyone's all happy, and you never have to worry about it again. I'm not gonna do anything that smart. I'm gonna go ahead and do something absolutely silly. And in fact, we actually don't need a roof on this. We don't. We don't. I'm going a bit crazy. And the whole reason is, at least my plan, is that we're going to make this look like it's been destroyed, as if there was stuff on the side here. So for instance, we'll go ahead, add a few of these in, kind of like what we just did before. And there, for instance. And then what I want to do is I want to go and remove blocks as well. So if we remove, say, for instance, this one, we added in something there. We could remove this one, add one in there, add one in there, and have a whole bunch of open areas in it. For instance, even that, we can get rid of that. Let's put a purple block there just because it needs a purple block there. So we do something there, a little bit of that there. And then you can see it very quickly becomes an open, almost as scary kind of place as what I feel like the end should be. So imagine that down the whole track there. It looks like you should be able to fall through, and I'm sure I'm probably going to forget a spot, one day be running against the wall like that, fall straight through. But I want to do it so that it looks as if you might be able to fall through one, but you just won't. So for instance, there, we could do something with one there and leave two open. So if we left that, we just don't jump. That could work really cool, I think, as the idea of having an end-themed monument sort of thing like that. I think that's very, very cool. In fact, we could even pull them out one block. Let me just test this out. This is purely just for me to know that I've tried it. Something like that over there. We can remove the block in the front. Oh, do I want to remove the block in the front over there? I don't think we do. Okay, we'll just test out a few little ideas like that. And maybe, just maybe, we'll do a few blocks of black. Yeah, we might just do a few blocks of black glass, maybe two out on the edges, just so that we could actually make it look like you could fall off the edge. Now, for this, I'm actually not sure if I counted the correct number of blocks when I first did this. I think we ran out. I'll have to go look at what the actual number is that we have to do here. But this is where it becomes a little bit ugly because, of course, we're going to have this super cool wall over here with the end rotting. Actually, yeah, it's kind of like end rot in a weird way, like just rotting away at all these things here. I think that could be really cool. We could add in a little piece like there falling out. Maybe we could have a chunk falling and suspended in the air. Just little things. And I know it's not efficient necessarily for Endermen spawning on it and stuff, but we can deal with that if like an issue arises with that. But I don't think it's going to be a big deal. I think, honestly, I think we'll be fine. I'm fairly, I'll say 97% confident that there'll be no problem. Can I actually? Okay, good. I thought these guys were going to come flowing out over here. Oh, yeah, they're not happy with me. All right, so what I'm going to do, because of course I'm just going on here, I'm just going to add blocks in, keep, oh, no. Oh, yeah, I did not make friends, that's for sure. All right, so, yeah, I'll have to work my way out of here. Yeah, they're all on top of me. Maybe a little bit of this. Yeah, look at that. You were too smart for yourself, weren't you, Enderman? Alright, I can still hear them on top of me. Oh yeah, we got out of that situation, but I found myself in a little bit more of a pickle than what we originally thought. I ended, by the way, it's a little bit further away from me getting away from those Endermen. I found a problem being that my idea was not working, and you can tell it looks very different. In fact, a fair bit different. What we had is those walls. Yeah, there's no walls no more. I don't trust myself walking over this. No walls no more, because I think that sometimes you just gotta say the idea's not working, Jansey. Fix it up, do something different, and instead of the ruins falling down, I'm thinking we can go for maybe more of the monument itself. Feel like it is a monument leading up, like a passage leading up to this grand monument. Oh, okay, that is not a good sign. I'm looking at the Enderman. Just picture my crosshairs a little bit over. I'm not gonna go over there, but I didn't think it was quite working. Now, two reasons. One was from down here. It just felt crammed. It just felt really shoddy. It looked as though it was a real bad job at building. The other problem was, I think it really worked in a weird way in a small area, but as soon as you start going large, it just looked disgusting. So over here, look at this. This is what I was actually wanting to show you guys. What I've come up with is this cool little design of I'm kind of putting it like ender architecture. I don't even know what I could call it, but I think it will be sort of cool to create these shapes to bring the end into it. In a weird way, it has a throwback to an end guardian, kind of like the you know, the guardians in the ocean monuments. That reminds me of one of those. I don't know if it's just me that does, but as if there's some connection between them. I think that's rather cool. So this is what we've got so far, where we've got these ones here with that in the middle, and we'll do another, that one over there, we'll do it again there, do it again there. And then we've also got the whole void being pulled into it. I'm gonna be honest, I quite like this. I think it's rather cool. There's a bit of a trouble, obviously, with Endermen spawning here, but I think as soon as we get to that platform, we should get rid of the majority of them, except the ones that are on the pillars over there. So I might have to come up with some idea. I don't think we could... I mean, I don't think that'll look good, no. Maybe we could add some quartz into this at some stage. I won't do it right now, but we could perhaps add quartz in over on the tops of those. That could do the trick. So let's just try one more thing, though. Put something in there. I just don't want it too bright, you see. And I think that's going to make it a little bit too bright. Yeah. Although we can move stuff around. I'm not going to make that the biggest problem, actually. we'll be all right. I'll figure something out. I don't think the Endermen spawning on here are actually going to contribute that much of a problem to the rates of this farm because, of course, sure, there's 10 Endermen spawned on there. The rates will be a little bit lower, but I think it's not going to be stupidly inefficient for me to be at this farm. And I mean, in the future, we're obviously going to get the slabs and then they won't spawn on there and then everyone's happy and we can go along our merry way getting all the levels we've ever needed. So yeah, that's a plan for us. Also, I thought maybe doing some speckles out like that could be rather cool. I think it'll be pretty neat. So that's the idea, at least with this. Sometimes you just gotta change the idea because it's solidly not working. So I think that's gonna work rather good. Another thing is, of course, when we get up to the front there with that library area or the enchanting table, I think what we're gonna have to do is maybe think of actually creating like a little temple over there, little entrance to hide where the floor stops and hide that little bit of carpet over there, maybe. Well, we'll have a look into that when we get there. It's not going to be a job for today because that's like a whole other job. And then the other thing I've just crossed my mind. We've got a ridiculous amount of purpur because it turns out I didn't need quite as much as I thought I would. Quite a ridiculous amount of purpur that we're going to need to figure something out with. So we're gonna have to do something with that. Also, I'm glad I did try the purpur because I don't think it's the prettiest block. And I think in the respect that we were using it, it was working all right, but it wasn't very pretty. It was okay, you know. It wasn't going to be the end of the world, but it wasn't a pretty thing to look at. So I think that's what we're going to have to do is use this a lot more sparingly than what we are, but still get use out of it because I've just built a darn purpur farm. Not that it's a big deal, but a purpur farm with no real use for purpur outside of this little bit right here. So maybe we'll have to do more end things. Let's just go up to the top. And also this will eventually be a proper up-down area. Right now it's just this, but it'll work eventually. So how's that looking? I actually quite like that. I'm actually quite happy with the way that looks. I'm curious if they can spawn on there because that is very close to that. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 because that's one block up. Yeah, that could actually work. We could also, I've got another plan which could solve this problem. Oh, okay, for a second I thought he was coming towards me. I'm like, no, please, I hardly looked. Oh man, there's just a part of me, I don't know what it is, but every time I look at an Enderman, I'm like, and straight to the face. I would be moving over here, like my mouse over there. I'm like, what is that? And instead of me looking there, like, oh, Enderman, I go straight to the head. And yeah, it's not a good move at all. All right, so let's go up here. These endstone is actually like the brick, really cool to just put in places to break down because it insta-mines. It's really. It's both a blessing and a curse. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 1, 2, 3. There is no good way of doing this with the odd and even numbers right now. So I think what we'll do, let's put 1 in over here. A little floating lamp over there. And I kind of like this. In fact, hey, I didn't even think of it. That guardian shape over there really does work very well considering we're using prismarine. Maybe there's some throwback to these. So we need to go one out from that there. So out there, one up. Like that. Perfect. Good. Wonderful. So 1, 2, 1, 2, and let's go see how this looks. It might look very cheesy, but I get the feeling it'll work quite well, and it does definitely light up that block, I would say. So that's a very good sign. Now, floor is good. Floor is void, not lava, which is even worse than lava in a very strange way. So let's go up here and check that out. Okay. You see, this is actually fairly interesting because it gives me this curved shape as I'm going down here, which is this is the angle that counts. Oh no, is he gonna come up the water? Actually, I feel like oh no. In every one of these, I've been having trouble with Enderman. I think he might bite my toes, but come here. Oh, okay. Very easy solution to that problem. But what I was saying is I think this is the view you really need that works well. So what I might do is I might go another few out there. We could even try a few like floating around here. That could be rather cool. But I'm loving this. This is exactly what I wanted. Something that's got its own, as I say, Ender architecture. Like its own little feel to it. It's not quite what I originally thought, but it's definitely distinct. All of them, with the exception of a few lanterns that I need to put in over here. But I think this area might be a little bit different. So that's why I'm not doing it just yet. Because, of course, this is our landing area. All of it's in. I think it's looking good. Let's go have a look. The moment of truth. In fact, this is my first time up here. All right, so I'm already seeing something quite pretty. It kind of looks like a runway. With like an airplane runway with all the little things there. But as we go up here... that height over there, you can start seeing this really cool pattern emerging there. Look at that. Very, very neat. But as we get to the bottom, I think there is a little bit lost. And maybe this is where there is some room for work. Because here, you can see the pattern as you're going past. It's not horrible, but it looks a bit less cool than from the top. I think that's very, very... there's a very big difference between them, but it's looking damn good. I gotta tell you that. There is a problem. That is a problem, but I think it might just be because those aren't close enough. But hey, you know what? That's fine. That's for another day because today, Jansey, is done. We're out of here. We're finished with this. No, we're not. Oh my gosh, I have to put those in. Oh, I'm horrible. But okay, I'll get to them soon enough. Not a big problem. All right, but today, however, I think that is success. So I'm gonna go head out. I'm gonna get ready for a whole. Oh, you see what I mean? For a whole bunch of building on the overworld, and I will catch you guys in the next episode. So thank you very much for joining me, guys, and I'll see you very soon.